Greetings, greetings, greetings. Greetings to all fruits, roots, berries, and juice. So what is this thing that I have in my hand right here? Now, this is one of those things that you look at and you're like, well, where do I start? This is the world famous Noni Fruit. Almost forgot it. Almost. So I did not get any of the roots. But I did get the leaves and I did get the fruit. So I guess one of the things I can talk about is the harm that Noni will keep you from attaining. So this leaf kind of look familiar? Kind of look like a tobacco for all the smokers out there. This is a Noni leaf. It starts off like this when it's ready to fall off the tree. And it ends up being like this, like tobacco paper. So in fact, what I'm saying is, this is a cancer-free way of smoking if you're a smoker. Whether it's tobacco or whatever else you're smoking, this is a cancer-free way of smoking. That's one benefit of the leaf. You can also take the leaves and cook it like collard green or like spinach or callaloo. Very nutritious. One of the most nutritious parts of the plant, period, the leaf. You can take it and cook it. If it's dry like this, you can take it, crumble it up, make some powder from it, and make tea with it for all those acid conditions that you're dealing with. Whatever you know that causes acidic disease or allow you to be sick by way of acid, just the leaves alone, boiling tea with it. And we didn't even get to the fruit yet. So, up, where you going? Come on, work with the young man now. Work with the young man. Okay. So, let's adjust this thing to make sure that we can get what we're looking for. Are you gonna try to take away from my Noni video, huh? Come on, camera. Don't be hating on my Noni video right now. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, the ones that's like this, you can probably hear it. It's dry. Good for tea. This one that's not so dry, that's more flexible. This is for the smokers out there that don't want to end up with lung damage. Don't want to end up with shortness of breath. Don't want to end up with COPD. And this is for the cookers out there that would like to add some nutritious, nourishing ingredients to their dishes. Yes, you can use this in place of collard green spinach, callaloo, steam it down, put some seasoning on it, cook them down. You can mix it with cabbage and different vegetables, broccoli, asparagus, whatever you want to mix it with, and you can cook it. That's just the leaf alone. If you're in the wild and you don't have no access to anything else, this could be a perfect bandage. If you get cut or bruised or burned, this could be a perfect bandage. Warm it over the fire. Get it nice and soft. Put it on the area. Tie it on. It will start extracting whatever is in there. Whatever poisonous elements is in there. It also have a coolative effect. So whenever you put it directly on the skin, it will cool you just in case you get burned and prevent the underneath skin from getting the fluid and the bubble buildup. Yes, Noni, that's just the leaf. Okay, now let's get to where all the noise is coming from. This is the fruit. As you can see, this is the ripe one. So when it comes off the tree, it's like this. Tough. You could take this and beat somebody up with. You could take this and use this as a defense. It's tough when it comes off the tree, as you can see. Very tough. When you see that white color and it's on the tree, that means it's ready to come out of the tree and it's now ready to be ripe. So when you get this off the tree directly, in about 2 days, it will become like this. This is when it starts to smell because it's releasing the gases. When it releases the gases, then it starts releasing the juice. This is 100% Noni juice. This is what the juice looks like when it's fermented. So when the plant starts smelling and it gets soft like this, you put it in a container and it releases the juice by itself. You don't have to do any squeezing. If you want to squeeze it, you can, but all you have to do is just put it in a container, leave it there, and by it releasing the gases, it will also releases the juices, and this is the juice, 100%, nothing added to it. So this came from this. All I did was wash it, clean it, put it in a container, leave it there, and it juice itself and become this. So I think I need to show you the difference between a fruit that is on the tree, that is ready, and one that's off the tree that is ripening. You can see that this one is soft. You can see it. This one, and see, you can even see some of the juice. Look, just by me doing a little squeeze, look at that. Just by me doing a little squeeze, look, you see how much juice this thing have? Just a little squeeze. I'm not even squeezing it hard. Look. Very, very rich, juicy fruit. Man, listen. And of course, you know, the detox wouldn't be complete without the Noni in it. Mandatory. So all of my detoxes have Noni in it. All of my juices have Noni in it. My mixes, which is mixes of dry herbs. Noni is one of the main ingredients. Period. Okay, so noni obviously is a fruit. This is in between coming out of the tree and almost ripe. So it's getting soft, but it's still got the firmness, and if you squeeze it, you won't see no juice coming from it. It's getting to the soft, but it's not completely soft yet. So this one would be in between these two. So coming out of the tree, this is about a day off the tree. This is about 2 days off the tree. As you can see, this one is soft and ready to juice. This one is getting soft, and this one is still tough. So I think that's a good place to start with noni. Okay, so what is noni? Noni is a super fruit that's good for over 300 things or better. I'm gonna say that again. Noni is a super fruit that is good for pretty much anything you can think of in your mind. Noni is good for that. Now, let me share my experience, or some of my experiences with noni. So I had a lady call me with an infection of her stomach. It made her weak. She had diarrhea all the time, cognitive functions, pain all over the body, irritation, all of that. So she called me over to her house, and this is what I did. I took one of my superstructure water, and by the way, this is my method for a quick fix. Anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, this is a quick fix. So this is my superstructure water, blue cap, the one that's good for stress, dynamically advanced. This is my other superstructure water, my most powerful superstructure water, sulfaton, if you can see that. And this is the noni juice. So what I do is I take the water. I'm just showing you what I do. If I want to get somebody back in about 15 minutes or so, I take a cap full of the sulfaton, just a little cap, put it in the water. Then I also get the noni. I also take a cap full of the noni, put it in the water. Then I take this and I shake it up for about 20 seconds. Now, some people might look at it and be like, oh, it can't be that easy. What do you mean you just got rid of my stomach issue that I've been dealing with for months in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes? This is all you have to do. This is how easy it is. Now, when I take this and I give this to the lady, in about 5 minutes, the lady was like, oh my goodness, I feel better. That feeling I had in my stomach is not there anymore. Gone. 5 minutes after that, whoa, what happened? What happened? I feel like a burst of energy hit me. Yes. Now, if you watch my other videos, one thing that I told you about noni is it doesn't just boost your immune system, but it independently attacks, go out and hunt whatever is there that don't belong there and that is not good for your health, it goes and directly fight it off or attack it. One of the way it does that is by boosting your white blood cells. And when I say boost them, it's like you plug a battery pack in them and now they can work for the next 15 to 24 hours. So not only do they work longer, harder, more endurance, more stamina, but more vigilant. This thing right here, my Noni, is a super for everything. Well, what is everything? If you can think of it, it will take care of it. From my experience. I'm only speaking about my experience. I cannot speak about anybody else's experience. I am not here to give medical advice. What I am doing is sharing my experience with this superfood. Now, let me show you how Noni had me when I just got Noni. I made a mistake of biting off a piece. It was just a little piece. And I did not realize it until somebody showed it to me or brought it to my attention. But let me show you what biting off a little piece of Noni did to me when I just get it. That's what Noni did with me when I just got it. I was literally moving around like that and didn't even realize it. Why? Because of the contents in this thing. It's loaded with batteries for your battery pack to charge you up. So when you get this thing, you are going to be supercharged. And please don't, we're talking about 100% organic. We're not talking about none of the preservatives, and we're not talking about none of the processed ones. We're talking about the 100%. If you're looking to go to sleep, please don't touch this plant. Please don't touch this fruit. If you say you're tired and you want to go to sleep, yeah, you're going to want to stay away from this one. Because more than likely you're going to be up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning trying to find something to do. You're going to want to clean, you're going to want to do some laundry, you're going to want to have to catch up on some things that you were slacking on before. Whatever it is you're going to do, you're going to be doing it. Because laying down, just being bored is not an option when you have this. This thing is a super of supers. I always tell people, if I leave this and I leave this, I'm going home back for this. Because this can save my life. This can't. This is the same thing. This is a water-based solution. This is a nutraceutical-based solution, Noni. The both of them is on the same level to me. And you're hearing this from my mouth. The both of them is on the same level. So that means if I left this home and I left this home, I'm actually going to get this. I'm more concerned about this, not this. Because again, this can save my life. What do I mean? So let's talk about the both of these. What do I mean? Okay, Say you out there, like I'm out there in the field all the time, and you've been bitten by a snake. Now, the normal way of doing things is to go to the hospital, wait for them to give you the antivenom, and so on. Me being out in the field with my superstructure water, me being out in the field and I have these two things, and I get bitten by a snake, first of all, I'm not going to no hospital. How am I going to be a herbalist and going to a hospital? And if I'm really a herbalist, am I willing to put my life on the line to show how much of a herbalist I am? I'm that guy. So if I'm out in the field and I get bitten by a snake, I'm not going to no hospital. Why do I need to go to the hospital when I already got all the things I need right here with me? So if I'm out in the field and I got bitten by a snake, the same mix of the capful in the water and the capful in the water, that is going to be my main thing that I'm going to do. Drink the water first. I am also going to see if there's any veins by where I get bitten. See if I can squeeze it out. If I cannot squeeze it out, I will first put this one on the area, rub it in till it absorbs, then put this one on the area, rub it in until it absorbs. What's that going to do? It's going to neutralize that venom. It's going to reverse the effects. You're not even going to know it was there anymore. Case in point, it's been a while since I've been stung by a bee. Don't ask me where this bee came from. This fool decided it wanted to sting me soon as I wake up, to give me a wake-up call, I guess. So, guess what I used? I just used this one. I didn't even use this one. I just used this one. Took about 7 to 10 minutes to get rid of the pain. No swelling. I was able to walk on it all day long. Did you know that using this thing, that bee sting had the nerve the next day to be itching me instead? No swelling, no pain, no agony, no having to go through all of the rest of the other nonsense. It was itching me the next day. Noni does that also. Now, people are going to say, man, you're like 20-something minutes in the video and you still haven't told us what Noni is good for. Okay, so 300 things don't register in your head as far as it's good for a lot of different things or whatever. And whatever you're thinking in your head, or whatever you know your family member is going through, or whatever you see out in society, or whatever advertisement you see on TV, you can't think that's a part of the 300? Well, that's a perfect thing if you can't think. Because Noni just happened to be one of the things that help you to think. It actually bonds with your serotonin and help you to think. Help you with blood flow, blood circulation, charges your blood, gives your blood energy, alkalines your blood, alkalines your whole system. Go in your blood and be an anti-cancer. Go in your blood and be a anti-parasitic. Go in your blood and be a natural antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, anti. Go in your blood and start cleaning out the phlegm, the undigested protein, the undigested cholesterol, the damaged cells. Again, where do I start with this one? Because your mind is the only limitation on what this cannot do. You stub your toe or you bit your tongue. and you need something for pain relief so it don't swell up and don't hurt for a couple of days. Put this on right away. 5 minutes later on, you will never know that you bit your tongue, you stub your toe. And it's gonna heal faster. If it's a cut on the skin, it's gonna be healed within quarter of the time and prevent the secondary infection. Very same thing in the body, if you use it in the body. And let me just say something about skin. Again, these are my experiences. So my child, he was about 1.5, and I would go in the backyard with him, I would climb the tree. So he decided he wanted to climb the tree. Scratched up his eyelid, his top eyelid. The juice is what I put on there a couple of times for a couple of days. And it brought back his complexion just like day one, like nothing happened. With no scar tissue left over, no keloid, none of that. You know how you get scratched up, then you get the scab forming, then you tear off the scab and then the lightness is underneath? Yeah, this is a solve for that. This is to bring your skin complexion back to 1. Yes, that's one of the things. That's one of the 300 things I'm talking about. Is it good for your hair? Is it good for hair growth? Yes. Well, what about if I'm 58 and I still feel like I have youth in me and I want to please my wife and get kicked off? Yes. Well, what if, and by the way, these are experiences. My experiences. True story. True story. What about if I give this to somebody that have HIV? I've been saying for years, HIV is just an infection. AIDS is just an infection. Now the other day, whoop-de-doo, they came out with it and finally admit that it's an infection. It's not a disease. Does this kill infection? Yes. Does this alkaline your system? Yes. Does this boost your system? Yes. Let me just divert for 1 minute to show you the potency, the effectiveness of this fruit. The United States Special Forces have this fruit in their survival manual that says it's not only a superfood as far as promoting stamina, endurance, and let you go longer, further, but this is also a natural medicine. Special Forces have this in their survival manual. What does that tell you? When I'm out there in a gun, in a country, and I don't have no support, but I still have to accomplish a mission, and I can't go to the hospital because I'm considered enemy, but I still need to take care of this wound that I have? Yes. That should tell you a lot by itself. Cancers. Doesn't matter which one it is. I've used this for many different ones. Period. Aches and pains. I've also used this for many different ones. I told you about endurance and stamina. If you usually, again, let me tell you my experience. So, working in construction, doing arduous work, people know that when you work in construction, lifting heavy stuff, and I'm a welder, So I'm lifting nothing but metal all day long. 200, 300 pounds of stuff. Moving heavy metal, period. Lifting big machines. Do you know that this is what I do? I take my water, I put the noni, sometimes I put the sulfaton in there. Sometimes I put my different herbs in there. And do you know, by me drinking anywhere from a half a gallon to a gallon of just the water mixed with the stuff in it, do you know that I'm working around people that's 25 years old? And at the time I was 42. Do you know that person is talking about going home and getting a nap or sleeping? And I'm talking about going home and accomplishing some more goals, working for another 6 to 8 hours after I already been out there for anywhere from 10 to 12 hours, sometimes 12 to 16 hours, mostly, and still coming home with so much energy that I'm actually doing something else. You want to be young again? The water will make you young again. The noni will make you young again. The sulfaton will make you young again. That's why I am now 16 again. Now, I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I am only here to share my experience being an herbalist. So, in general, I don't want to be too specific when it comes to this thing. The only thing I want to be specific when I'm talking about this thing is this. But when we're talking about sicknesses, diseases, viruses, pathogens, germs, bacteria,